Beautiful Anonymous is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Limited time, 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
Hello to everybody who keeps more of their kids' artwork than they should. It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, 1 phone call. No names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
Hi, everybody. If you don't like a long intro, I get it. I tried to keep this one quick, probably like 2-3 minutes. If you skip around that, you'll be right towards the beginning of the call, and there's a whole bunch of stuff because it's a live show. Enjoy it. Hi, everybody. Chris Gethard here. Welcome to another episode of Beautiful Anonymous. I'm recording this in my quiet little office in New Jersey, which I've turned into my de facto recording studio as well. You're not going to hear Jersey. You're going to hear a show at one of my favorite venues, the Hideout in Chicago, Illinois. It's a very, very special place. It's in a strange little block. It's on a strange little block in Chicago where there's almost nothing going on. We were out there and it was snowy to the point where I said, man, are they going to cancel this show? They said, welcome to Chicago, man. We laugh in the face of snow. This will be the first step in our tour, which so many of you came out, so many of you supported, had kind words, bought t-shirts, and so many people who I met signed up for the extra stuff. If you want to sign up, be a part of the movement, beautifulanonymous.com. There's a couple different tiers. The most important thing you get, I think, is ad-free episodes, and then on top of it, extra time with each caller, and then also at that the upper tier, calls now and then where only those people get the number, follow-ups with past callers. It's good times. I'm not going to say too much because this one's jam-packed with stuff, but man, is it so fun to go on the road and meet so many people who care about this thing. We don't do it as often as we used to, but I feel like we need to start again because I've always said for a show that's just one guy talking to anonymous people, you would think that that does not lend itself to a sense of community. And then you get in the room with beautiful anonymous listeners and man, that's what we are. And that's what we've always been. And it's a community that's about connecting with others, being open-minded, being empathetic, remembering that people come from all different perspectives and places, and that when you take a deep breath and actually try to listen and engage and learn from others, that it makes your life more well-rounded. This is who we've always been. And going out on the road reminds me of that. I'm not trying to be pretentious and I'm not trying to milk the current politics for what they are. But if there's any time where we need to remember the value of empathy, the value of learning from others, the value of compassion for other people's life experiences, it's right now. And being on the road is a great reminder of that. And thank you all for being a part of this community. Enjoy the call.
Thank you for calling Beautiful Anonymous. A beeping noise will indicate when you are on the show with the host.
I appreciate everyone politely letting me set up my computer in total silence. As some of you were like, wait, is that him? And others don't know what I look like because you only listen to me in an audio format. Andrea's still not back there. Okay, what else can I tell you? Oh, we're doing this tour. This is the very first night. We do not tour much at all. I don't remember the last time we did a live show. But in March, it will mark 10 years of Beautiful Anonymous. Thanks so much. So we're going to try to do 10 cities this year. Something rare that I stopped doing merch a while ago because it gives me a lot of anxiety. But we brought t-shirts tonight if anybody wants a t-shirt, and we brought our fanzines that we printed tonight. So come see Andrea and I after the show, and you'll see two of the most decidedly socially uncomfortable human beings you've ever seen. Other things I need to mention. So is there anyone here who's never heard an episode of Beautiful Anonymous? Maybe you're just accompanying a friend or something. That's awesome. Thank you all so much for coming out. You might have a bad friend. Just so you know, you might have a bad friend. And I'm so glad you're here. But if they didn't explain. So what this is about 25, 30 minutes ago now. Oh, that's Andrea in the back. The high priestess is here. Everybody, round of applause. Andrea. So the way that show works is about half an hour ago, we tweeted out a phone number. Andrea's been talking to people ever since, just having quick conversations, gauging the sound quality, making sure that something's going to happen on the call. And then we're going to talk to that person for an hour, and it's going to remain anonymous. And then we have another thing with the show, which is a couple years ago, we went independent and we started having we had the paywall. Everybody's got to have the paywall now. And we have this thing where we have a list of questions. And the list is now it's all generated by our listeners. And it's at this point 288 questions long. And we usually use it to ask the callers questions after the call, after the hour is up. But I was thinking what could be fun today would be to use that list to maybe get to know you all. And then after the call, instead of using the list, I'm just going to open it up to questions from whatever a bunch of drunk people in Chicago want to know. So I have a second mic here where I'm going to ask a few of you questions from the list. Is there anyone who wants to answer a question from the list? Okay, you raised your hand first, sir. Thank you so much. And we'll just pass this around. It has a long cord. Thank you so much. Feel free to pull on it. And the first question it wants me to ask it came up number 111. Hello, sir. What's the largest amount of cash you've ever held and why?
The largest amount of cash I've ever held was for work. I am recently retired from law enforcement. I know that's not a terribly popular career these days. I've retired. I'm a teacher now.
Hey!
I once inventoried $35,000 in cash on body camera with my sergeant standing right next to me. It took forever, but yeah, that was the largest amount I've ever held in my hand.
How often do you have conversations right now that take on that tone where halfway through you're like, so I'm a former law enforcement, but let me go ahead and tell you about where things are at currently. How often do you have to do that?
Pretty frequently. Some of the kids at the school I teach at have found out that I used to be in law enforcement. I don't talk about it. Cool. It's very triggering for many kids. But I just say, yeah, but now I'm teaching. And then I just kind of move on.
Yeah, that's fair. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Who wants to answer a question? We're going to do 5 of these. Anybody else? Go ahead. Yeah, let's pass the mic on back to somebody, sir. You get to pick the next person. Anybody who has their hand up, you can get it to them. It's up to you. And hello and welcome. And what accomplishment are you most proud of?
Oh boy, I should have done some pre-thinking for that. I kept an FM radio show going for about 2 years and had some of my favorite musicians perform on the show with me in the studio. So I think that's the one that came to mind first.
That's amazing. Well done. Who are some of the musicians you're most psyched you got along the way?
It was a very genre focused kind of show. So these are like small, like bedroom acoustic guitarists, but a guy named Joseph Allred and a guy named Kevin Coleman. And then I had a pedal steel player named Luke Schneider who did like a guest episode. And that was all like, it was cool to like kind of get that going on like real radio that people could listen to in their cars.
Hell yeah. That's right. Who else would like to answer a question? You can pick anyone who puts their hand up. I'm kind of loving this as a crowd warm up. Let's do it. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Welcome. It looks like you're getting them. Oh, it won't reach that far, so make your way out to the aisle. Oh, and this is a very sweet question. How would you describe your best friend?
I feel like my best friend, very talkative, very chatty, very out. Like, she has a very take presence character.
That was really succinct, beautiful. Who are you here with? It would be awkward if it wasn't that friend.
It is. I'm here with my boyfriend.
You're here with your boyfriend. If you were just here with some tertiary friend who was like, that would be.
He doesn't fit that cat.
That would be rough.
We're good.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to the show tonight. We're going to do 2 more of these, and then I feel like we're sufficiently warmed up. Andrea looks ready. Who else wants to answer questions so we can all get to know each other? Come on up to the mic. Come forward. As I ask you, one of the first questions ever submitted. I don't know exactly why anyone wanted to know this, but they wanted to know, when you're eating a scone, do you put the clotted cream or the jam on first?
Cod cream?
Clotted cream. The clotted cream. Clotted. I did say it a little weird. Clotted cream. Clotted cream.
I'm really struggling to know what a scone is. Is it like the hard one?
Fairly
like Curb Your
certain.
Enthusiasm.
Well, the problem, I think the issue with this question is, and always has been, that it was clearly submitted by a British listener who has no idea that fundamentally scones are not a part of our lives. So we could change it to, when you're eating a bagel, what do you like putting on it? What's your bagel order? Let's go with that.
Oh, a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Are you from New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm Kathy Burke's son.
You're my cousin.
Yeah.
You're my cousin.
Yeah. Like,
I'm related to this guy. I was telling my friend Scott, I said, I got a cousin coming tonight, but I don't think we've ever met, have we?
No, we've never met before.
We never met before.
No.
So my cousin Kathy grew up around the corner from me, was much older than me, and had moved out of the house. And even then, like, I could see into my Aunt Joan's backyard, but her and my dad weren't that close. So I didn't really I've only hung out with your mom probably 20 times in my whole life. And then she texted me, and I have her in my phone as Kathy Burke. And I had to text my dad and be like, wait, what's Kathy's married name? Because I don't want to put Dan Burke, because I don't think that's it. And she's like, and then he told me your real name. I won't dox you. But I had mixed it up. With your Aunt Mary's last name. And he was like, no, you're switching the two. You're my fucking cousin, dude. What's up, man? He said bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. I said Jersey. He said related, motherfucker. We come together in Chicago as a community. You get to see me meet a cousin. That's wild. So did you ever meet our pa growing up?
No, I was one.
You were one when my grandfather, your great-grandfather died.
Yeah.
Look at this shit, man. The world is a small place. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Mary's family with these Christmas updates, huh? Are you on this newsletter? I'm telling you, so his Aunt Mary's, and my other cousin Mary, who I once called her Mary Beth at a show in South Orange, and I thought she was going to kill me. I'm like, that's what I always called you growing up. She's like, that's what I was called as a child. I'm Mary now. Don't call me Mary Beth.
I heard about this one.
You heard about it. She was so pissed. I'm like, I just called you by the name I've always known you as. My bad, Her family, her kids send out these Christmas newsletters, which I know everybody gets a long newsletter, and their instinct is like, just send the card. This one's legit fucking funny. I like it. How do you?
Yeah. So it's for children in the family,
but they're grown-ups now.
They're grown-ups now. It's 3 girls and 1 guy, and they take turns. It's the girls usually that take turns writing the Christmas letter, and they just roast the fuck
out of each other. And then I get to read it, and I barely know who these people are. I barely know these people. I'm like, oh shit, you got burned, but have fun at Notre Dame. It's like crazy. I'm like, oh shit. Oh, you got fucking clowned hard, but that's cool. You're going to go teach English in Korea. It's like the weirdest way. Okay. So what did you hear about me growing up? What was it like? Because I've done a lot of strange things.
Yeah, it was just like.
Were you aware we were related? And then sometimes I'm on the news for like hanging out with Diddy. Whoops.
So I think it was the other guys in movie.
Yeah.
Where I first like learned of your existence.
Yeah, that tells you our relationship. That was, I believe, 2016. No, 2012, something like that.
I watched him and I was like, oh, that's my cousin. And then I was like, what? You have a family? I was not really aware of that.
Yeah, things kind of fell apart after a certain point. But that's okay. That's okay. That's so wild. I also want to say this too, and I think this will make you feel good, is that we grew up in a time, North Jersey in the 80s and 90s was not the most open-minded place. And my brother and I were not the most masculine dudes. We were not the alphas. And I will say this, is that even though I didn't see my cousin Kathy that often, she had moved to the city and was an extraordinarily open-minded person by the standards of the time. And a number of times I can remember at family gatherings where we realized while some of our relatives were very on-brand North Jersey, talking shit in a way that just made me fucking want to sink into the wall, your mom was always someone that I was like, oh, there's a fucking bigger world out there. And she actually went and saw it. And that's really true. The fact that anyone in my family moved to New York City was huge. And it really, your mom, I don't know that she was aware that my brother and I knew what she was up to when she always found us at the family gatherings to be like, you're the little weirdos and you're going to be okay. Like she really did. She really did. And I give her a lot of credit. But we'll catch up after the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I think we got to end on that one, right? We're going to end on that one. Let's go ahead and bring the mic back up there. Okay. Thank you so much, Dan. Good to see you. Good to learn your last name recently. And I know your dad, and he's a great guy. But I was just like, wait. I'm mixing this up. My dad was like, yep, you're mixing it up. Okay, that was weird. We already got a notable show based off of that. We're going to go ahead, just make sure that the emails are working, and then we're going to start the phone call, and we're going to have a good time. I can feel it in the room. We already have some people coming through. Oh, somebody who saw me picking up a pizza right out front before the show. I ordered from a local place, but I've been to Chicago enough to know I got the tavern style because that's much less heavy before a show. But then the problem with the tavern style is I ate almost the entire fucking pizza by myself. But it was good, man. It was good. Let's go ahead and see. Henry says, hope the Wi-Fi works. It's working, Henry. Angie just says, hi, Angie. Sally says, Sally's already sending questions for the caller. What's the strangest thing you've ever touched? We'll have to ask that at some point. Don't let me forget. Hey, somebody, you just sent me an email with the subject line, former cop. Good to talk to you again. And Mary said, thanks for getting off Twitter. I got to say, I think like any of us have, I'm becoming more and more of the belief that like, my life was made better when I got off Twitter. And a friend of mine, he recently gave me the graphic novel Animal Man by Grant Morrison because I'd never read it. I'm a big comic guy, but I was always a Marvel guy. He's like, you got to read it. And he keeps asking me, did you read it? And I finally realized, no, I don't have any time to read anymore because I spend too much fucking time on Instagram. I got to get off that shit. And I read so much Animal Man since I had that realization. We all got to get off all of those platforms. Pronto, and we're all realizing it. They also, every time I say that, people point out there's also been many social movements that have been driven by them. There's been marginalized communities that find each other through them. There are good aspects, but the overall health, no thanks. And now these people buying TikTok who are the AI family, that's not going to end well. Anyway, I'll shut the fuck up. Okay, I got the clock up here. Andrea, I believe we have a caller. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, whenever you want to start that theme song, let's do it. Hello, Chicago! It's Beautiful Anonymous. 1 hour, one phone call, no names, no holds barred.
I'd rather go one-on-one. I think it'll be more fun, and I'll get to know you, and you'll get to know me.
It's okay, Andrea. We can kill. I forgot to put in my in-ear monitor. Caller, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm putting in a piece of equipment in my ear to help me hear you a little better. So as I'm doing that, though, You're here with an extraordinarily warm, in spirit, physically freezing cold, but warm, nice audience of people in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, it's a pretty chilly time in the Midwest right now.
You're in the Midwest right now?
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, Detroit Rock City. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'll see you there. That's awesome. Oh, that's a first that someone calls and then I will meet them the very next night. That's amazing. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Well, I just want you to know.
How are your travels?
My travels so far have been good. Nuts on Clark has a vending machine. Huge news. O'Hare Airport, huge development in my life. And yeah, everything's good. Travels are good. Andrea drove here from Jersey like a psycho, but it meant that we got to bring merch. So we got T-shirts for people. So everything's good. And I just want you to know this will be a very normal call, except along the way I might just incorporate some questions that come in from the crowd.
Perfect.
Yeah. What's up with you? How's things?
Things are pretty good. Today was a good day.
Good.
I was literally about to step into the shower when I saw the post about the call. So at first I called and I was fully naked, which felt really awkward. So I'm wearing clothes now because that felt rude.
So you called, realized you might get on, and along the way, while in between talking to Andrea, managed to get fully clothed.
Yeah.
You know, you already have mentioned to me that we will meet tomorrow. Did you forget that?
Assuming I come and say hi. I could not say hi. Also.
That's true. You could retain it. It's more likely now that I've pointed out that the very first thing you've done is suggest.
Yep.
Yeah, it's okay. There's more shocking things than a naked human body in this world.
Yeah. Bodies are just bodies. We all have them.
You like a night shower, huh?
Yeah, I'm not a morning person.
I'm a morning shower person.
No.
Yeah.
If I have to like wash my hair, I like to do it earlier in the day because my hair takes a long time to dry. But besides that,
I kind of have
more
a little
of a
bit
shower
of
person.
OCD about showering in the morning. And when we first got together, my wife was very frustrated by it at times because I'd be like, no, I can't go out yet. I have to take a shower. And when I told her why, I thought it was a normal reason, and then it made her so sad. Do you want to know the sad reason?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I grew up in a part of town where it was probably the part of town that other parts of town looked at as the white trash neighborhood. So I realized from a young age I was sort of obsessive about being clean so as to make sure I would never be judged as a kid from that pocket of town. And I told my wife that, and she started crying. And I was like, I thought that was funny. That was a funny story about my childhood. She's like, no, some of your childhood was sad.
Yeah, well, it gives us character, right?
It does. It does. Certainly gives you the psychological damage to want to get on stage. So what did you want to talk about tonight? I'm happy to just meander. I'm happy to focus on a topic. It's totally up to you.
Yeah, we can. I didn't have an agenda. Andrea asked what I did today, and I told her I spent the day working on some stained glass because that's my like side thing. I make stained glass.
Wow.
But my day job, I'm a tattooer, a tattoo artist.
Wow.
And my appointment canceled this morning because she was sick, so I just did other art instead.
I've been thinking about getting some sort of new tattoo, and I can't totally figure it out. Yeah.
I know you have Morrissey lyrics. Is that the only thing you have?
I have Morrissey lyrics on my right bicep. I have Morrissey's actual signature that he did in a Sharpie on my right shoulder. And I still love the songs, but he has said a number of things that are not great. So having an entire arm dedicated to him, I thought about getting some aspects of it removed, but I understand that that's painful. And then Hallie was like, I don't know, like that is something it was hugely important to you. His songs got you through a lot, that era of time. Like, I don't know if you need to remove it, but I thought maybe supplementing that arm with something else so that it's not an entire limb of my body dedicated to one man could be a good move. But it's rather large. It takes up a decent chunk of my shoulder. So I don't really know what to do. Have you ever run into situations like this where you help people supplement their regrettable tattoos to feel a little bit better about where they're at?
I mean,
all the time.
Yeah, I'm from the generation that was obsessed with Harry Potter. So there's a lot of that.
Oh my good. Are there a lot of are there just a ton of Harry Potter tattoo people coming in being like, well, I don't really know why JK won't shut up, but help me. Is that like a cottage industry for you?
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh my
it's
goodness.
Really common these days.
That's so you can actually point to, I won't say a significant, but a noticeable chunk of income from J.K. Rowling corrective tattooing.
Yes.
Damn. I wonder who the most common tattoos are where you go, if that person comes out as MAGA, I'm going to make so much money.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that, but...
What's the most common tattoo associated with a person who could go wrong? I wonder.
Yeah, proactively knowing that, not sure, but
I want to know.
Round of applause. A lot of Harry Potter cover up.
What percentage of our live audience tonight has tattoos? Round of applause. I would say that's probably just about half. Just at or.
I was gonna say that didn't sound loud on my end.
No, it was but I would say that's probably about half the crowd just clapped that they have tattoos. What sort of pressure do you feel knowing that the work you do is permanent and in many cases will permanently affect the person's life? Knowing that could be such a source of joy, but also stress.
I try not to think about that pressure too much. Just because it's crazy. It's crazy that my work can be so permanent. I don't know. An artist is lucky to have their work seen by so many people and potentially outlive them and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's very special. It's the greatest thing to come into my life. Tattooing has been. It has fostered so many cool connections with people. You know, I do a lot of really silly tattoos, but also I do a lot of meaningful stuff and whatever it is that helps people feel more themselves, more in their bodies, in control of their bodies, what have you. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Give us I want to hear examples of those categories. Like when you say you do a lot of really silly tattoos, without outing any of your customers, are there any things that come to mind that you're particularly delighted you've been able to do?
I mean, they're so specific. I guess that does mess with anonymity a little bit, doesn't it? Someone. Yeah. I'll think of some that are you'd have to scroll really far back in my feed to find them at least. I had a bartender client and we did a neon green bartender armadillo. Or no, not armadillo, my bad, anteater, because I used the big tongue to hold on to the swizzle stick in the glass. It was a whole chest piece. That one was really cool.
Whole chest anteater. Whole chest.
Yeah.
We all were giggling when we thought it was small. Everyone in the room was giggling when we thought it was small. And then you said whole chest, and I watched the whole room go, yo!
Commitment.
Amazing.
I did a gimp shrimp on somebody.
Like Pulp Fiction gimp, but a shrimp?
Pulp Fiction? No, like gimp mask, but a mantis shrimp in gimp wear.
We're on the same page.
Okay.
Yeah. So like an S&M themed shrimp.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, just like silly stuff.
And then on the other end, you said that sometimes you get to, I forget the exact quote, but it sounds like help people feel some sense of agency over their body, some stuff that's a little deep and meaningful. Are there things that come to mind in that sense?
Sure. I've, helped people cover scarring, be it from like surgeries or past self-harm or, things that they've found a way to make beautiful now, so they don't have to look at that and think of something that might be a darker time in their life. Those ones are pretty special. Less common. I actually do a lot more of the silly stuff, which is nice for my own psyche.
Yeah.
The whole ink therapy thing is kind of a beaten horse, if you will.
Well, it actually, in some ways, I actually feel like it's sort of, I feel like you've probably been in some situations like I have been with Beautiful Anonymous, where there's times where I'm 20, 25 minutes into one of these phone calls and listeners have heard this and somebody decides that they're comfortable with me and then they go, and I'll actually tell you I'm calling because I'm sorting out some trauma, and it's like, oh, that was not mentioned, and now we're going to talk about it, and I'm happy to be a listener and someone you can lean on and part of the process of you resolving it, hopefully, it sounds like. But I imagine that's the same thing, that sometimes you're, 90 minutes into what's going to be a 3-hour tattoo session, and all of a sudden you realize this is actually, there's some things being verbally sorted out that you're now the de facto, I don't want to say therapist, but being put in a position
But that's what people say. They're like, oh, I need my ink therapy. I can get it all out. I can get a tattoo to not feel other pains in my life. It's kind of uncomfortable when people say stuff like that, but they do every now and then say it. And
yeah.
I'm already deep in it, so I can't go anywhere.
Have you been in situations where if that gets very intense, where you, and again, I very much empathize, where you go, there must be situations where that happens, where you go, we're in it and I'll be here for you and I'm down and let's get through it. And if you need to talk it out. And if that's going to be a thing, but it's intense, have you ever had something that got so intense that you go, oh, I can't take that person as a return customer, for example, because that became emotionally intense in a way that I didn't bargain for, and now the boundaries have shifted. Have you ever had that?
Thankfully, no. That's, not my profession, right? Like,
yeah.
I know people want that to be part of it, but like, thankfully it hasn't ever gotten that deep. I'm sure in some cases other tattooers have dealt with things like that, but while I've had sensitive sessions, nothing that was overly traumatic for me. Thank goodness.
Glad to hear it, because I haven't thought about it before now, but I bet this is a profession that I bet sometimes people do walk away and go, I need to take the rest of the day off, actually, because I just went on a journey with this person I wasn't anticipating. I bet that happens more often than a lot of us would ever think of.
Yeah, especially because it was more when I work in a private studio now, like appointment only kind of situation. Mm-hmm. But back when I worked in a more walk-in environment, you get crazier stories in those situations. And there was a week where I had like a couple miscarriage tattoos that I did, like different people, but like, and like footprints or handprints and stuff like that. And like, there's just like no jovial conversation usually with that. And it's just kind of, it's special, but it's intense. And I don't know, I'm glad I'm not doing that every week. That would be exhausting mentally.
Can I ask, associated topic? I know many tattoo artists have a list of stuff they won't do. Things that come to mind are, I've heard a lot of tattoo artists say, I'm not doing anything on a person's face unless I am very, very well acquainted with them and their commitment to the tattoo lifestyle, but no random face tattoos. I've heard a lot of people say that there's still a lot of problems where white supremacists, people with Nazi sympathies
Oh,
love
yeah.
to get tattoos, and that tattoo artists frequently have to bat that away at a higher frequency than any of us want to think about in this country. What are some of the things on your list of, no, you got to leave the shop now? I'm never doing that.
My list is not very long, and you've got your given stuff. I don't want to do any racist tattoos or gang tattoos. In that sense, I even mean pro-police tattoos. Stuff that has weird associations, you know. That's kind of a given that I don't want to do those, but
If you heard
Giggles,
mind, just so you know, there is a guy in the room who used to be a cop who was talking. I was talking to him before the show. So when you mentioned that, I looked his way and everyone giggled. So don't get nervous about that reaction.
The first thing that comes to mind, though, I used to do a lot of Disney tattoos. I'm also a Disney adult, if that's another subject.
We'll get there.
Yeah. I'm a cool one, though. I don't.
Yeah,
anyway,
they all are. They all are.
The first thing that I ever retired that I wouldn't do anymore was, you know, in The Lion King when Rafiki does the like smudgy Simba painting on the tree with his.
Everybody wants that one.
That's the basic bitch Disney tattoo.
So if Simba goes MAGA, you're making cash.
Yes, that'll do. Yeah, that was the first thing I retired, though.
I've been I don't even know if I should say it out loud, but actually maybe. I mean, the live crowd in Chicago can give me feedback. You can give me feedback. I have a tattoo idea. I feel like you'll be able to tell me if it's a good idea or not.
Great.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
So my son is about to turn 7. He has said out loud, his mom is a performer as well. She comes from the Broadway world, the punk rock world, the dance world. He has said out loud to us, I don't ever want to have a job that involves going on stage. He said that to us. We're like, smart, good, smart call. And he's very shy. He doesn't like attention, but he's still got 2 artist parents. And it turns out he's a pretty dynamite visual artist at 7. This is revealing itself. And like, not just mom and dad think this. People who randomly see his art will go, wait, how old is he? Like, he's punching above his weight, and he loved, like, he got metallic Sharpies and spent like 2 weeks doing all this stuff where you go, oh, well, you give him a new tool and he wants to go explore it. It's so cool to see. So, you know, every day all the school stuff comes home, and one day a thing came and it was a drawing, and he had to describe what the drawing was and why he made it. And I love ghost stories in New Jersey. This is a fact about me. I work at I worked full-time for many years at a magazine called Weird New Jersey, and I'm working with them again, and he knows I love it, and I drive him around to the Devil's Tree and haunted roads and all. I mean, we have so much fun. And we pull out this drawing, and it's this really intricate, elaborate bull skull with like fire coming out of its eyes and like pattern work all over it. And underneath it, with the adorable misspellings you would expect from a 6-year-old, it said, "This is a scary bull skull with blood coming out of it, because me and my dad love scary things." And like 2/3 of those words were misspelled. And I instantly was like, I think I want that bull skull tattooed on my Morrissey arm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yes?
Yes. 100%.
Right. What are you doing tomorrow before the show? Let's pause right there. This is one of those things that people will talk to me about for a long time. And I don't know if you all have noticed this about me, but even in my old age, I tend to enjoy ridiculous things. We'll see where this one goes when we get back.
Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Delete Me does the hard work for you. They wipe you and your family's personal info from data broker websites. Delete Me knows your privacy is worth protecting. Sign up and provide Delete Me with exactly what info you want deleted, and their experts take it from there. They send you regular personalized privacy reports. I go through them every time I get them. These show you what info they found, where they found it, what they removed, makes you know they're taking care of you. I am someone who has lived very publicly. It's funny. I just sat down. Hello to Sarah, my friend Sarah, who I've gotten to know because we both do work. We've crossed over with laughing together, but Sarah's been listening to the show forever. I was telling Sarah, the Delete Me, these ads are real. I mention it all the time that I had a situation that felt very, very unsafe, and that Delete Me stepped in and all of a sudden was pulling down so much of my online life, so much of the stuff where people are out here looking for your address, your social security number, your parents' addresses, all these things where you go, it just does not feel safe. They are on it and they help you out, and they've helped me so much personally. I can't stress it enough. And I know from personal experience, sadly, I've had to use a few services, and Delete Me sets the bar so much higher than anybody else and makes you feel like you are doing the best to keep your info safe, which keeps your family safe, which keeps your private life private. They have really helped me so much. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private. Sign up for Delete Me, now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/beautiful. Use promo code beautiful at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is go to joindeleteme.com/beautiful. Enter code beautiful at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/beautiful. The code is beautiful. A well-built wardrobe. It's about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, and everyday staples that feel easy to wear and easy to rely on, even as the weather shifts. Quince has the everyday essentials I love, with quality that lasts. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets that keep you warm in the changing seasons. The list goes on. Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman, so you're not paying for brand markups, just quality clothing. Everything's built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. Plus, they only partner with factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. I have been wearing my Quince sweaters for years. It's actually unbelievable how long they hold up. And I'll tell you, I used to spend more at a brand. Some people know there was a brand I was obsessed with for a while. And I'll tell you, I'm not trying to disparage them. Their sweaters come apart at the seams, holes. It was bad for the amount you were spending. I spend less at Quince, and those sweaters hold up way longer. You've been hearing me talk about them for a long time. Now my corduroy jackets are my new obsession, and I look good in my corduroy jackets. They fit right. They feel right. The price was right. And really, I am not kidding. Quince is doing great work. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/beautiful for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/beautiful. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/beautiful. Thanks to our advertisers. Now let's get back to the phone call. What are you doing tomorrow before the show?
I'm tattooing you.
The thing is, home in my office, I wonder if I can get my friend Larry, I share my office with, this to scan it or send me a picture of it. That would be fucking nuts.
It would be my honor.
How many hours would we need? Because Andrea and I got to drive the 5 hours.
We'll leave after this.
How big do you want it? Where
Andrea says you can leave right after tonight's show. I'm going to honestly text Larry and see if he's going to be by the office tomorrow. And if he can get me a picture,
great. I
might hit you up. I think, Andrea, I'll keep your contact info. Okay, let's go to some questions from the crowd. I'm already loving this call. I love your vibe. Perfect combination of you have cool shit to say, and you're also insanely chill. So many questions coming in from our live crowd here. Let's see. Who's your favorite member of your chosen family and why?
It's a curveball. My chosen family, my favorite member. It's hard. That's hard to pick a favorite. My gut answer is my friend that lives in Minnesota that I met through Instagram and being another cool straight edge person. And we met about 10 years ago and have traveled the world together now. And she's hilarious and we always laugh a lot. And I talk to her more than most of the other people in my that I see like in normal days because we don't live in the same state. So it's a special friendship. He's
Love
great.
that. KV asks a really good question. Do you know anyone who has gotten a tattoo you've done removed?
I not that I know of. I did have this weird client for a little while that got something and then about a month later wanted me to like black it out. And at first I agreed to do it, but like as I was setting up, I had like an awful feeling in my stomach. It just like didn't feel good. And I was like, feels kind of shitty that you immediately want me to cover something up. And he didn't have a like super valid reason. He was just really wishy-washy on the stuff that he wanted. And that's fine. I was like, I don't even care that you want to get it covered up, but I'd almost rather you have someone else do it. It was just weird and it made me sad. So I said no. But if someone wanted to get something that I've done covered up, I wouldn't be offended. You know, people deserve to have tattoos that they're happy with. It's their body, not mine.
That's fair. Now, Maria in the crowd said, and this is making me so happy, I literally have the Simba tattoo she referenced. I'm going to say this too because I know from the email. Caller, what would you say is the most common part of the body for a young woman to get that Simba tattoo? Because she listed where hers is, and I want to see if it matches your experience.
Ooh. I mean, it could be... if we're going to go for like a kind of cliche placement, maybe on the side of the ribs.
No, not
or
side.
Like
one more guess. Let's give one more guess where it could be. Not rib.
I mean, let's just go classic forearm.
She's got it on her wrist. She said, I had no idea it was basic. I gasped and showed the girls next to me immediately. Maria, hi, where are you? I need to know. Or are you too ashamed? There you go. Someone also said, not to be weird, but can we see your Morrissey arm? So I'm going to try to do that. So yeah, I have his lyrics. It takes strength to be gentle and kind across my bicep, which I would actually say I have zero regrets. The sentiment behind the idea that it takes strength to be gentle and kind is only becoming more necessary. But I will say it's not the best that it's on the same arm as that. You guys, you heard their reaction. They were all like, whoa, that is bigger than we assumed it would be. You just heard Chicago, react to the size of that. And caller, we're going to move on to a new segment in a second, but I will say someone did make me laugh, even though I don't love this question, but it does make me laugh when you regionally tour. That Sarah asked, this seems like a very Chicago, big Midwest brother question, asked, why do you live in Detroit?
Born and raised.
That's a good answer. That's a good reason.
Yeah. Chicago's fine. I like Chicago for a long weekend.
Sarah's throwing shots, but the caller's got the line. The caller's got the amplification system. I love both cities. Is this a battle?
Chicago's just a little too much city for me.
A little too much city for you. Okay. Listen, Chicago's traffic is horrible, and I'm from New Jersey. It's horrible. But Detroit, you also drive past blocks where you're like, what the fuck was that? And then you just keep driving. So
Chicago has those too.
Chicago, I guess, does have those too. Maybe Chicago does a little bit better, better.
better job of
Better
segregation, maybe. I don't know what I was trying to say there. Whereas Detroit, it kind of feels a little more random. Whereas Chicago has made it clear to me, a tourist, where I should go. Whereas Detroit has made it clear to me as a tourist that I am vaguely never safe. But I love both cities. I'm not trying to talk shit. You guys took pot shots at each other, and then I somehow became the heel to both cities. Emily wants to know the placement for the bull skull tat. If I get it, I would want it somewhere around here on this arm to break up the Morrissey stuff, Emily. But I might legitimately talk with the caller about that tomorrow. We'll see. Okay.
Great.
A lot of questions coming in about your Disney stuff. To hear that you're a stained glass artist, which we're going to get to that later, and a tattoo artist from Detroit, this presents and your laid back vibes. All of that is incongruous with you being a Disney adult. Being like, I'm a badass from Detroit. I do tattoos. And then on the side, the antiquated but fucking cool stained glass medium of art. And by the way, I got tips on how to get on Space Mountain before anybody else.
Yeah. I feel like, is it different that I'm also a child-free Disney adult?
Game changer.
I feel like there's
cooler. Yeah. Is cooler.
Yeah.
So child-free Disney adult. Was this love for Disney a remnant of your childhood? Did it start then, or did you discover your love of Disney as an adult?
So I was raised on Disney movies. I guess more raised by Disney movies. We were a family that went to the video store every week. I would get my cartoon movies, and that's how I spent my childhood. Animation is the first form of art that I learned to love, and a lot of it was Disney movies. Mm-hmm. I went to Disney as a kid, but only once. I didn't start going to the parks as an adult or until I was an adult. And it's like I go once a year for Halloween and meet up with friends from around the country, and it's just a really special time.
So you got a Disney adult gang. You got a Disney adult crew.
Yeah. We're all straight edge. None of us have kids. We just have good jobs and spend our money at Disney.
So this is not just Disney. This is like Disney core, hardcore straight edge Disney.
Yes. That's us.
Okay, this is admittedly the coolest version of being a Disney adult. Someone did ask on the questions, have you ever been on a Disney cruise?
I'm going on my first one this spring.
Are you so psyched?
I am.
Do you know how much people drink on cruises?
Yeah, but that's fine. I can ignore people.
So you meet up with a group of straight edge adults who are scattered around the country, and you all just rock hard at Disney around Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, give me your preferred parks, rides, good and bad. Because I wouldn't say I'm a Disney adult, but I've been a bunch of times in my adult life because my mom is a Disney adult. And my mom loves Disney, and they live in Florida most of the year, so they have resident passes, and they love bringing the grandkids to Disney.
I will also say I will answer the Disney fave, but we're big Universal fans as well. So we do the actual spooky Halloween stuff too.
Okay.
So it's just I don't know, theme parks. Theme parks are fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'm a Magic Kingdom diehard. I like the nostalgic feel of it. It has a lot of great rides. Space Mountain is always our first ride of the day.
Okay, go Space Mountain first. I'm going to go ahead and show you that I have legit opinions on Disney. And oftentimes on this show, people don't realize, people are often surprised that I know a little bit about a lot. I'm going to say one thing right now. It's so fucked up that they're getting rid of Tom Sawyer's Island.
I agree.
You don't fuck with Tom Sawyer's Island?
And just filling it in.
just filling it in. It's like a little free play park where kids can go and explore on their own. And I loved it as a kid. And then as an adult, you get to watch your kid do that while you actually have a place to sit and chill. You got to take a little ref to get there. And then you run across a bridge made out of barrels and you always feel like you're going to fall, but you never do. That feels old and antiquated in a way that I know Disney must feel that they're beyond, but that's fucked up. Bring back Tom Sawyer's Island.
Yeah, and they're just filling it with more Cars World, and like I thought we were past Cars.
I mean, we'll never
Maybe
be past
it's
Cars.
different. You have, I guess, you have a young son, so maybe
I have a 7-year-old boy. I will never be past Cars. Although I will tell you, he was telling me the other day how much he likes Cars 2, and I was like, "You don't like Cars 2?" And he was like, "Yeah, the one with Jackson Storm and Cruz Ramirez." I'm like, "That's 3." That's how much you don't like Cars 2, is that you think Cars 3 is the second one because you didn't even make it through that weird, where all of a sudden fucking Mater's the main character and he's James Bond. Get the fuck out of here with that. How about, I got an idea. How about we have the cars race on racetracks? I might be a Disney adult. I might secretly be more of a Disney adult than I want to be.
Types.
Yeah.
There's different types. I think that there is a weird, annoying, bad type, but we're cool too sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I ask this genuinely. Being a child-free adult in an environment full of kids, I will say I have at times been with my kid at Disney. And for example, I was once watching a fireworks display where myself and some other parents I was with flagged a child-free adult and went, "Let's just keep our eye on that guy." Do you ever feel those eyes of judgment upon you?
No.
Good.
I don't. No.
That's good. That's a good thing. Did you watch?
We don't look creepy. Good. I don't know.
And if you're there and you're together and you're having fun, this was a single man at the not Fantasmic. What's the Epcot laser light fireworks spectacular? Fantasia. Thank you so much. Yeah. Another Disney adult male in the crowd. Thank you, sir. He said it with a tone of voice that was like, "Don't you ever mispronounce Fantasia." But is it Fantasia at Epcot? Yeah, there was just a guy hanging out a little too close to some kids. So that's different than like 10 adults with tattoos having fun.
Epcot is extra weird too because people like to go there and day drink. Like the drinking around the world thing. Epcot, take, Epcot is one of my least favorites.
Epcot, the around the world thing is strange because people get fucked up. People are like, "I'm going to go have a glass of wine in France and then some sangria in Spain." It's like, you're in Orlando. Chill. Go have a stein of beer in Germany. And it's like, it's wild, man. It's wild. It is. And then there's also those rides that I like, but it's like, you can get real fucked up over there, and then you can see the 1960s vision of the future in that one section. And then there's that other section where there's like, here's what the future of agriculture will be. Welcome to Epcot. It is a very strange place. Did you watch that 4-hour-long video where the woman broke down all her experience with the Star Wars Galaxy Edge Hotel? Some other people in here watched it. Holy shit, man. 'Cause I'll tell you this, and I wonder your opinions on this, because I legitimately love Disney World. It's magical. I got to go when I was a kid, and it was magical. And then the first time I brought my son, I couldn't believe how many emotions it brought up in me. And I was able to realize, Disney is a big billion-dollar corporation. These parks are a little nuts. But this is also at this point like an American tradition. And I got to watch my kid on the Dumbo ride. I got to take my kid on the Dumbo ride while my dad watched me. When my dad has, for 35, 40 years now, had a story about how I insisted on going on the Dumbo ride. And he waited with me for like 90 minutes, 2 hours to go on the Dumbo ride. And then I was on it with my son. We went actually when COVID, they had just reopened and no one was there. And I got to go on the Dumbo ride with Cal and see my dad watching us. And it's like, that's a special thing. And I understand the beauty and the joy of that. But the Galaxy's Edge video, it is worth a watch. If you are a Disney person or not, right? The people who have watched it, it's 4 hours long. I was like, I'll watch like 10 minutes of this. I watched the whole thing. She does this insanely thorough breakdown of what went wrong with her experience at the hotel and why she thinks it's probably why that hotel failed when there was so much hype about it. And one of the things that she does, she points out really well how many of the things about the Galaxy's Edge park were announced that never came true in the park that you then had to pay extra for by staying at the hotel. Like this idea that you could encounter droids just walking the streets and immersive experiences with actors committing to the world, like all these things that were announced as part of the larger theme park. And she pointed out how many aspects of Disney World in recent years have started to follow effectively the same business model as Spirit Airlines, where Spirit Airlines is like, it's the cheapest one, but you pay to pick your seat. You pay for baggage, you pay for a glass of water, you pay for everything that other airlines give you for free. And she said, Disney World, if you look at all the restaurants, you used to get bread for free. Now bread is a paid for item. You used to get fast passes for free. And now fast passes you're paying for. There's all these things. And she pointed out, imagine if Spirit Airlines was already the most expensive airline. And that's sort of how Disney World makes you feel. That it's this insanely expensive thing that's more expensive than it's ever been. And then to actually get the experience you want, everything's an upsell from start to finish. And I thought that was really interesting and sort of reflective of where we're at in America right now, where you have this iconic thing where I can go, I got to watch my dad watch me on a ride with my son that he took me on. And that's the experience I want. But it doesn't change the fact that, God forbid, you want a fucking Dole Whip afterwards. That's $17.50. And 9 people are going to ask you to take your picture and then try to charge you for it, but between here and the exit. Like, that sort of, I think, sums up a lot of why so many of us are pretty furious at capitalism being totally unregulated. It's Disney World.
Big agree.
How do you feel being someone who's gone there so many times?
I agree fully.
Yeah. The last time I went,
think the Spirit
I was
Airlines
like, I don't think I'll ever come here again. Sad.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like people that, especially people that are taking their families, like it as a single person, it is so expensive. And when you start, having a couple and then throwing kids in the mix, and it is so expensive. We used to go more, and now it's just a once a year thing because it's crazy. Yeah. Disney makes a lot of choices that I don't love these days, be it the parks or the movies that they've been choosing to make. I'm so over the sequels, but it's still magical, and it is like kind of one of those lingering American dreams, American traditions.
It's really it's kind of my whole, like, as someone who has gotten to travel ground level as much as I have, I'm like, even right now, I mean, just for the posterity of the future, you and I are recording this when a couple cities over in the Midwest, Minneapolis, is under fucking siege. But I'm like, I still do fundamentally love America. I still do. And it's hard to even verbalize why sometimes, but I do. And Disney World is kind of the microcosm of all of it, of like, it's fucking magical. They're squeezing every penny out of my fucking pocket they can the entire time, though. Fuck off with that shit. But also, I could get the blue milk. I could get the blue milk.
The blue milk's gross.
The blue milk's disgusting, but I could get it, and that makes me giggle. My son can build a lightsaber, He can go on it's a Small World ride, and I remember when I went on that as a kid. Like, it's still magical, and also get your hand out of my fucking pocket for 5 minutes of my experience here. Boom. Sticking it to Disney World. Finally, somebody speaking truth to power, and that power being Disney World. That's me. It needed to be said. Okay, we'll be right back. A well-built wardrobe. It's about pieces that work together and hold up over time. That's what Quince does best. Premium materials, thoughtful design, and everyday staples that feel easy to wear and easy to rely on, even as the weather shifts.
Quince has the everyday essentials I love with quality that lasts. Organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion, lighter jackets that keep you warm in the changing seasons. The list goes on. Quince works directly with top factories and cuts out the middleman, so you're not paying for brand markups, just quality clothing. Everything's built to hold up to daily wear and still look good season after season. Plus, they only partner with factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. I have been wearing my Quince sweaters for years. It's actually unbelievable how long they hold up. And I'll tell you, I used to spend more at a brand. Some people know there was a brand I was obsessed with for a while. And I'll tell you, I'm not trying to disparage them. Their sweaters come apart at seams, holes. It was bad for the amount you were spending. I spend less at Quince, and those sweaters hold up way longer. You've been hearing me talk about them for a long time. Now my corduroy jackets are my new obsession, and I look good in my corduroy jackets. They fit right. They feel right. The price was right. And really, I am not kidding. Quince is doing great work. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/beautiful for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/beautiful. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/beautiful. This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack, hydration, and coffee sponsor. IQ Bar protein bars, IQ Mix hydration mixes, and IQ Gel mushroom coffees are the delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel you need to win your day. It's the new year. That means a clean slate. It's time to transform frustration into fuel and power your day with IQ Bar. That ultimate sampler pack, it's no joke. It's a great way to try all the IQ Bar products and flavors. You get 9 IQ Bars, 8 IQ Mix sticks, and 4 IQ Joe sticks. Let's not forget, my wife is the biggest fan of IQ Joe sticks you're ever going to find. That is, of course, their mushroom coffee designed for mental clarity with 200 milligrams of natural caffeine. 4 different flavors, by the way. The new year gives us all a chance to reset. Maximize your brain and body's potential with IQ Bar's protein bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Their ultimate sampler pack includes all 3. I love IQ Bars. I always keep a couple in my backpack. I mentioned that my wife could not love the IQ Joe more. She actually asked, she said, the only thing I want in my stocking at Christmas is a big old pack of IQ Joe coffee sticks. It's all she wanted as a stocking stuffer, and she's thrilled. Every morning she makes them. She loves them. And I've said it, I think the most underrated product we've ever advertised on this show is IQ Mix, man. That stuff over time, I realize that stuff, if you are running around and it's one of these things you realize, man, I have not had a chance to even stop and have a drop of water today. You throw some IQ Mix in there, you bounce back, you feel wide awake, you feel like you're with it, you feel like your brain and body are on point. I love IQ Mix. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, including the Ultimate Sampler Pack, plus free shipping. To get your 20% off, text BEAUTIFUL to 64,000. That's BEAUTIFUL to 64000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Thanks again to our advertisers. Now let's finish the phone call. Get your hand out of my fucking pocket for 5 minutes of my experience here. Anyway,
Yes,
Madison wants
I
to know,
agree.
do you wear costumes when you go to Disney?
We do for the Halloween party, yeah.
Oh, what kind of costumes?
Sometimes we do a group costume. Sometimes we all go solo. We have a group of like 8 to 12 that go every year. Last year I was the rooster from Robin Hood.
Sick. The crowd is impressed. That's a deep cut choice.
I love a deep cut. The year before, we did a group Coco costume, and I was the Marigold Bridge that goes to the City of the Dead.
You were the bridge?
I was the bridge.
Were your friends able to walk on you?
No, because you still have to be able to get on rides. You are limited by your Disney costuming.
Fair.
But
fair.
I made a skirt that I like when I held it out. It was like the bridge kind of, and I painted the cityscape on a top that I wore.
Love that. And you're an artist.
Yeah.
Caitlin wants to know what are the most underrated Disney movies / Disney art.
I think that a Goofy movie is still underrated. It's had a resurgence in recent years.
Chicago's passion for the Goofy movie. I didn't see it coming.
Have you watched it since becoming a dad?
I don't know that I've ever watched the Goofy movie.
Oh my God, Chris, you gotta.
Really?
It's so good. It's so good.
Why do you think it slipped under the radar?
I don't know. I think because it isn't a princess movie, probably, or isn't like more of an animal movie. Like Goofy's kind of a weird is he, isn't he situation. But the songs are bangers, and it's a really beautiful father-son story. I love a dad story, and it's great. Love a road trip movie. It checks so many boxes for me.
I love that you put your finger on the Goofy movie, and I watched like 30 people in this room, their eyes light up.
Because Disney, despite capitalism, Disney is still so freaking magical. And they've made magic for so long, and I wish they'd make more cool stuff. And more affordable stuff.
I'm with you. And they also now own they've bought both Star Wars and Marvel. They own 2 of the main 3 pillars of my childhood. Once they buy
they're greedy
professional wrestling, they just own everything I loved as a child. If Disney buys professional wrestling, then just Disney owns everything I ever loved. Until I discovered
don't give them any ideas, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, they'll try. They'll try someday. They'll try. I'm with you. I have my misgivings. I roll my eyes at some of the over-the-top Disney people, but it is magical. Sheila, I believe, non-traditional spelling, but I believe it's Sheila, or Shaylee, might be Shaylee, says, tell us more about why you love a dad story. And I love that you caught that. That's very active listening.
All right, we can go there.
We gotta leave time for stained glass, but let's get into some dad stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, so like, I don't know. I've just always had a better relationship with my dad than my mom my whole life. My mom's a mess of a person. Had a really rough childhood, teen years. And so like, I don't know, I felt more loved by my dad. So when I see like loving dad stories, it is just a good feeling for me.
It was going to go one of 2 ways, and that's a good answer. That is a good, simple answer. Somebody sent another email that it's making me giggle. Paul wants to know, do you find that the skin is the glass of the body?
Sure. I could get there.
Stained glass. How'd you get into that? It's a little antiquated and it seems very difficult.
It is a little antiquated, but it's also one of those hobbies that had a boom in 2020. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool modern stained glass that is out in the world being made. I got into it winter 2019, which was a great time, like right before the world shut down. It was a great time to get a new hobby. I just needed a creative outlet that had nothing to do with tattooing. And I had done a little bit of stained glass when I was younger, and I had at that time started seeing more stuff pop up in my Instagram feed and found a local class, took it, fell in love with it, and it's been very satisfying.
I love that.
It is a little hard. It's very detail oriented.
I would imagine. And it seems like I don't know anything about the process of staining glass. It does seem like an art form where if you mess something up, it is hard to bounce back from that. No?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Depends what thing you mess up and at what stage. But
okay.
I don't know, that's art. You learn to bounce back from those things.
Yeah. I would imagine that if you're like 6 hours into a pretty intricate piece of stained glass and you do something wrong, you must want to smash that shit. That would be my problem.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we bought our house in Jersey, we had it was an interesting setup where there were a number of fake bricks sticking out of the walls in the main area of the house and sort of a stucco vibe. And we hired somebody
inside?
Yes, indoors. Indoor stucco with fake bricks sticking out all throughout the inside of the main area of our house. So we had a very similar reaction to you. This is inside? And we hired somebody. We said, let's just like get all the fake bricks out. Like he said he could basically sand down all the stucco, see what they're working with, and then just paint it as, regular old walls. And at one point there was a piece of stained glass up pretty high. And he said, you don't want to remove that. That's real stained glass. That's valuable. But this stained glass doesn't look outdoors. It looks into the attic, and then there's a random light switch on the wall that lights up a light bulb behind it. So we took his advice. We're like, I guess we won't get rid of this stained glass, but it's kind of crazy. And Hallie now has she bought like a banner of some sort, and she has it hanging over the stained glass. And I feel a little bad, but why is there stained glass looking into our attic with a dim light bulb behind it? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Yeah, as if there's no other windows that they could have put it in. Like they had to make
a very strange choice.
That is a weird choice. Mm-hmm.
It's probably about...
yeah, the brick thing was weird, but that got weirder.
Yeah, the vibes in that whole house were... We bought a strange house. We definitely bought a strange house. There was also a chandelier that was almost the entire... Like, imagine if the whole ceiling was a chandelier, not in the center of the room. Like, the entire ceiling was by a chandelier that looked sort of like an octopus attacking a boat. It was a weird vibe. Vibe. Listen, it's not about me, but our house is weird. And we've thought about replacing that stained glass with more up-to-date stained glass. Maybe you can tattoo my body and then also fix my house.
Great.
Sounds good. Okay. Ooh. Artemis wants to know if you or any of your Disney friends have ever had a furry awakening from a Disney movie, and if so, did it relate to the 1973 Robin Hood movie?
Okay, listen.
What?
I get it. I am not a furry.
Okay.
But
it sounds like you're closer to a furry than we are.
Then some, maybe. Yeah, and I've been assessing that relationship with myself, okay?
Really? Artemis nailed it.
Robin Hood is really the taproot for a lot of that community, from what I understand.
Other people in the crowd are going, mm-hmm. You can vouch for this? That the 1973 Robin Hood Disney movie is a pathway, is what? He's hot. The fox, yeah. Robin Hood, that fox is hot. So many people in Chicago are like, yeah.
Exactly.
Have people this whole time been getting horny for that Robin Hood movie?
You don't know about this, Chris?
I don't know about this.
It can't even be an age thing because that's still older than when you were born,
Yeah, no, I was born in 1980.
Get with it. Get with the hot foxes.
So a lot of people have had sexual awakenings to Robin Hood the Fox from that Disney movie. So many people are nodding their head yes in the crowd, but not in a way that's like, yeah, I've heard about it. Of like, yeah, I lived it.
I will say, for me, like, I wouldn't say that was my awakening, but Lola Bunny in Space Jam. Whew,
Lola Bunny in Space Jam.
Something.
These are the hot cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Who would be the funniest? What if I was like, I used to really get off the Foghorn Leghorn? Who's the funniest cartoon character? The Roadrunner turns me on.
I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks.
Indeed. No judgment. No judgment. I had no idea. Lola Bunny. I mean, obviously Jessica Rabbit was huge for men of my age. Jessica Rabbit.
But she's kind of human. She's not, her name's Jessica Rabbit, but she's not a rabbit.
Whatever
She's
was,
just a
whatever
big
she
tittied
was.
lady.
Whatever she was, it worked really well for boys born around 1980.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever that was, bottle it and sell it. But that's a very obvious one. She was written for the sex appeal. This was part of it. Robin Hood is a bit shocking to me, but I'm going to Google image search Robin Hood right now. I'm just going to go ahead and see.
He's a babe, and he's like doing good, you know? Stealing from the rich to give to the poor. That's hot. He's hot in character and in tale.
I'm showing a picture of him to the crowd. You know what? His posture is fucking impeccable.
He's a confident fox man.
He's also wielding a weapon that's as large as he is, but then he does also have a boyish, playful face. I think there are straight up women. There are women getting what I can only describe as a weirdly violent level of horny about this. So I think we need to move on because I'm not ready to send all this. Okay, Maria says, I hate to make it about my Simba tattoo again, but adult Simba was definitely a huge sexual awakening too. I just realized that's also an animal.
That. I will give her that. Yeah.
Okay. We're learning a lot about each other tonight. Paul wants to know, what's the most artistically / creatively challenging tattoo you have ever done? That's a great question.
Oh, I've been tattooing for over a decade, so there's a lot to choose from.
I think a companion question. What's the longest you've ever tattooed for a single session?
In one single session, like 8 hours.
8 hours. Wow.
And I don't do that anymore in one go. That's a lot for me. It's a lot for the client. That's a young man's game. I don't have that stamina anymore. I don't know what the most complicated tattoo I've ever done was. I've done so many. It's complicated, but in a fun way to do like really large cohesive projects, like a full back that is all one kind of theme / image. I've only had the fortune to do a few of those, but they were fun challenges. But yeah, like planning an entire limb is challenging, but in a fun way.
I think it's very cool. And if I which I'm serious, I might see if I can get that, I might reach out about tomorrow if you're actually serious. But I think
I would.
I want a tattoo artist vibe to be your exact vibe. You're interesting. You're cool. You also seem like so even keeled and chill. That's a good vibe. That's a good vibe.
And you wouldn't know this by a phone call, but I am a good tattooer also. Kind of crazy of you to be like, yeah, I'll do it. And I could be terrible, but I am good.
Well, you said you were at an appointment-only place, and I know that's a sign that you're pretty legit right there, right? You get to set your own. You get to set your own hours.
Also, my friend and I saw you in Michigan many years ago, and you signed their leg, and I tattooed your signature on them.
Did I? If I remember right, did I put I heart heart CG or something like that?
You put Chris G because you didn't want to put Gethard. You didn't want to put Gethard on their leg.
I remember this. I remembered that I didn't want to put. That's why I asked about. I remember that so distinctly.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, I really recommend that you not do this.
Yeah, we did it.
Were you there for that conversation?
Yeah.
Because I remember some version of
we love you.
You are to me what Morrissey was to you. And I said, don't do this. Don't do this. Please don't do this.
Hey, at least you're standing the test of time a little bit better.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood. So far. Nobody's perfect. So far. You've tattooed my name on someone's body. That's wild. Have you talked with this person? I've always wondered how they feel about that now.
Oh, they love it. I messaged them when I was on hold and said that I was on hold, and I was excited. They've texted me since I've been on the call. But yeah, no regrets. We're heavily tattooed people. It's not a huge tattoo, and you haven't become a piece of shit yet, so...
I'm only 45.
I don't think that you will, but...
We'll see. So you have a lot of tattoos of your own?
Yeah.
Do you have any that you regret?
No. I have some that I don't care about as much anymore, but it's just like stuff I got pretty early on. But nothing that I am sad that I have.
Have you ever...
Which is pretty lucky.
Yeah, that is very lucky. Have you ever tattooed yourself?
Just once. It's kind of a rite of passage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get tattooed in the first place. Like, people that say that tattoos don't hurt are liars. Or they don't have tattoos that took more than 5 minutes. But yeah, it's hard to focus on both getting tattooed and giving the tattoo. It's a little bit of a mental mind fuck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we are almost out of time. We've got less than a minute left, and then we'll ask you 5 questions here in Chicago after the call is over. But I want to end.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, I got a question that's going to bring so many things full circle, and it comes from Molly R. here in the crowd, who asks, have you ever tattooed Robin Hood on anyone?
Oh, yeah. Not in a horny way, but I've done several Robin Hood tattoos.
Did you really just get to end the call by saying not in a horny way, but I have tattooed Robin Hood on several people?
Yeah.
That's so good. I can't thank you enough for this call. I think you're pretty great. And even though you did start to, even though you didn't start, even though there was a brief moment of Chicago versus Detroit Midwestern shit talk, we came together, and I think we had a great vibe. And for everybody who's listening on the free feed, I think I really dug this. And if I have a new tattoo tomorrow, it's because of this call. And any closing words for the people on the free feed before we talk more with you and the fine folks of Chicago, Illinois?
Be good to each other and stay joyful, stay playful, stay silly.
What amazing words to end on. Let's have a round of applause for our caller. Caller, thank you so sincerely
And listeners, understand that the saga is not over, and I think you are all sensing that. Buckle up, because this one ain't over. Thank you so much to Andrea Quinn for producing the show and for traveling all over this country with me and not complaining when I have a cold in your car, which is gross and infuriating. And thanks so much for letting me kind of just put a hoodie on and lean against the window and take half a pharmacy's worth of cold medicine in an effort to try to not get you sick, and putting up with that. Many people would have quit this job immediately, and it would have been totally understandable. Thank you to Shellshag for the theme music. Remember, we're on Instagram at Beautiful Anonymous Pod. We got the Facebook group at Beautiful Anonymous, the community. The greatest thing you can do to help us is subscribe at beautifulanonymous.com. You get ad-free episodes, more time with each caller. And please let people know we exist. Word of mouth is the greatest form of advertising. Thanks for listening. This week on Beautiful Anonymous Plus, here's some of what you'll get from the 5 questions. A tattoo artist, stained glass, Disney adult is reflective of free spirit in a big way. But the idea that you can also be that much of a free spirit and clearly adventurous and have your shit together is good to note.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you can't be a Disney adult and not have a little bit of your shit together with as expensive as it is.
Just financially.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Don't forget to sign up for Beautiful Anonymous Plus at beautifulanonymous.com.